Good evening, YouTube. I'm actually early for a change as well, so I hope you appreciate that. The reason I'm early is because I'm watching Man United against Man City. And yeah, Sam, I just got your text. Nice one, mate. Yeah, the plan for deadline day is I'm going to do the daily transfer update as normal, 7 a.m. That'll be there. Although I might leave it actually. I might just get up and do a little thing in the morning. And then about 1 o'clock-ish UK time, I'm going to do a 2.5 hour stream where we go in depth about like all the clubs, not just Arsenal. So we look at all the transfers that are going through, all the news that's coming in, and then about 8 o'clock UK time, we'll go on a marathon 3.5 hours. If you want to come on for any of that, Sam, yeah, then sweet, man. Yeah, if you want to come on for the whole lot, half hour, 20 minutes, whatever, mate. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. And listen, we've already signed Pablo Mari. I see your messages at the beginning. We've already signed Pablo Mari. I'm just watching, it was funny, I'm watching Man United and I'm watching Goldbridge at the same time. And he ain't even interested in the game, although they have just got back into it. They're 1-0 up at the Etihad with their first and only shot. But they're signing Bruno Fernandes. That's done. He's just landed in Manchester and they're about to sign Bruno Fernandes. So when you look at our deals, I suppose, yeah, you could probably say it's a little bit underwhelming at the moment. But at the same time, we did need a centre-back and we've got a centre-back. So I'm happy we've got a centre-back in. How good he is, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I don't think many people know, if I'm being honest, only the people that have actually seen him play, which is not that many, especially Arsenal fans. So I suppose we're going to have to wait and see how good he is when he actually starts a game for us. I don't know if he'll start against Burnley. I think that might be a little bit too soon. He was in pre-season training yesterday with Flamengo. So obviously they're not quite up to speed yet. So whether he's up to speed remains to be seen. He hasn't had a training session. But let's flip forward and let's go on to Cedric Soares. Now, earlier on, all the journalists that I read, £5 million deal. He's only got 6 months left on his contract, £5 million, blah, 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 blah. Now, I have read this evening, this is in football.london, by the way. I have read this evening that Southampton have confirmed the loan deal of Walker Peters. They're obviously happy with that. He's going there on loan until the end of the season. And that would potentially mean that Cedric Soares is basically surplus to requirements at Southampton. Now, he has only got 6 months left on his contract. So I don't know whether we'd pay 5 million. When I read 5 million earlier and everyone was running with 5 million, I'm thinking, really? £5 million for somebody with 6 months left on his contract? That ain't an amazing player. Is a decent player? Is he amazing? No. Is he worth 5 million with 6 months left? Especially when they only paid 6-7 million quid for him themselves. So I'm not too sure he was worth 5 million. But the report that I've read tonight in football.london is suggesting it's actually a loan deal. So now that they've got Walker Peters in on loan for the rest of the season, I think this deal will probably be done tomorrow. I'd imagine it'd be done tomorrow. It might be done deadline day. Who knows? It depends how well they negotiate the deal, whether it be a loan, whether it be a full deal with a transfer fee, or whether it's just a loan deal and we cover the wages, which is what they're suggesting is going to be the case. It's going to be a loan and we cover his wages. So I don't know how much wages he's on. I haven't found anything on that at the moment, but listen, at the end of the day, we've got one right back or one actual right back, and then we've got 3 or 4 players that can actually fill in at right back. Played Reece Nelson at right wing back before. We've played Maitland-Niles at right back and right wing back. We've played Mustafi there. Obviously, he's out injured with a sprained ankle at the moment. We've played Callum Chambers there this season against Forest. He got a hat-trick of assists. 2 were from right back. 1 was from left back. So we haven't actually got a proper right back other than Hector, who's only just come back from injury. Yes, he's played very well in the 2 games since he's been back, but it is a bit of a concern, that position. And obviously, Mikel Arteta doesn't want Maitland-Niles at right back whilst Bellerin's fit, which is why I think Bellerin started the other night against Chelsea, which is why he started against Bournemouth 2 nights ago, and which is why Maitland-Niles came on in that game and played in midfield. I think he actually wants to utilise him in midfield rather than putting him at right back. So is this guy any good, seriously? Or is it just a stopgap? If we buy him and we spend £5 million plus wages on him, I'd imagine if it was a 2-year deal, it'd cost around 10 million quid with the wages and the fee. Is that worth it for a backup right back? Well, probably is. Premier League experience. He's actually played for Inter Milan on loan as well. So he's had experience of playing in other countries as well. Obviously, he started out, I think it was Sporting Lisbon, like most of these Portuguese players do. But yeah, he's been around the block a little bit. So he has got a bit of experience in a few different countries, but he will only be playing second fiddle to Hector. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's worth doing the fee and actually paying for him, or whether we just loan him like the report I just read suggests. In Football London's report, saying that it's just going to be a loan fee and we cover his wages for 6 months, by which time he's then a free agent because his contract expires on the 30th of June. So it's a bit of a weird one. I'm looking around at the minute thinking, like I said, I was watching the United game. I had Goldbridge on in the background, and he is so hyped. All the Man United fans in his chat, all hyped about Bruno Fernandes this, Bruno Fernandes that, and they've got themselves one hell of a player because he is absolutely class. And I'm kind of jealous that they've got him and we haven't, because I think he's the type of player we need in our midfield. But we ain't going to go and do 60 million quid on anyone, which is kind of sad, because now we're shopping in that. It's not even the bargain basement at the minute; it's loan basement. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit. I don't know. Like, I expected us to go out there this January and do a little bit more than just a couple of loan signings, but if that's what it is for now until the summer, and then in the summer we go, right, you're out, you're out, you're out, we're going to go for him, him and him, then I'll be cool with that. This season's pretty much a write-off in the league. But then on the flip side of that, you could say, well, if you get a couple of decent players in, get 5-6 back-to-back wins together, all of a sudden you're on for top 4. Because the way that how tight the table is at the moment, from Man United in 5th all the way down to below us is about 7 points, 5 points, not even that. And then obviously you've got Chelsea a few points further ahead in 4th. So I just think that, I don't know, like, I know we've got money. I know we've got a lot of money. And it's just kind of disheartening, like, looking at that squad thinking, right, so we're loaning a player that nobody had heard of on Friday. That don't matter that we'd never heard of him, by the way. But, you know, a lot of people want the big names, the superstars. I don't really care. Like, but at the same time, why loan him? Just buy him. If you want him, buy him. Yeah. But then we're looking at this guy from Southampton who's been on loan at Inter. And it's like, if you add up the 2 fees, like, I don't know, let's say it's 2 million quid to loan this Cedric Soares guy. We've done, what, £6 million in this window. Do the club genuinely, do the board and the owner genuinely believe that 6 million quid on loan signings is required, and that's all that's required to get us further up the table? I know Arteta's come in, he's given them all a little bit of a rocket. They're all playing a little bit better, or most of them are, bar the odd 2 or 3 that are playing the same, if not worse, i.e. Ozil and Laka. But I just look at it and think, like, we should have gone out there this January and just gone, right, bang, we're having him, bang, we're having him. And then come the summer, we've got 5-6 players that are into the last 18 months, 2 years of their contract. And that's when you go, right, we got him in January, right, you're surplus to requirements. We ain't offering you a new deal, we're selling you. You can have a new deal. If you don't sign it in 6 weeks, you're gone. And we don't want you, you can go. And I mean, I'm making it sound pretty simplistic and pretty easy to do. Is that really the case? I don't know. Have we offered Aubameyang a new deal? Has he just decided to stall on it? I don't know. But it is kind of worrying that we've got Mustafi, we've got Socrates, we've got David Luiz, Aubameyang, Mesut Ozil. There's 5 players straight away that are all into the last knock-ins of their contracts. You know, so they're all in the last 18 months of their deal. It's like, well, have we offered any of them a new deal? Because if we haven't, why aren't we selling them? You know, and maybe we will sell them in the summer, but then by the summer, they're into the last year of their deal. So now they hold the cards. And that's where I just think, like, do you know what? We've cocked up so many years of allowing this to happen. Then the new regime have come in, and they've come in and they're trying to change it. I see what they're trying to do, but at the same time, it's like, we've now got 5 to 6 players that are going into the last couple of years of their contracts. They hold the power, not the club. And that can never be a good thing. And then maybe that's why we're only going for loan signings, because obviously we don't know whether they're going to run down their contracts. So do we go and do the big money, not knowing that Aubameyang, Laka, Mustafi, Socrates, Luis, any of the other players are actually going to sign a deal if we've offered them that. So it's a bit of a catch-22. What do? Do you go and do the big money and then lose some of your big players for nothing? Then you've lost big money and spent big money, or do you go and cash in on some of them players and spend big money and then you've covered the cost? So it's a tough one, but listen, at the end of the day, we're going for defensive recruits. That can only be a good thing. Thank you, Mark, for your donation. Just makes me feel we have a small budget. We are a small budget club again. Well, yeah, it's looking that way at the minute. It's definitely looking that way at the minute. I don't know, man. Why not get Matt Vienko? Says Matt. All day long, I'd take him. All day long. The reason why players are mostly bought in the summer is because clubs are starting a new financial year. Well, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, Samuel. But at the same time, sometimes you have to speculate to accumulate. You know, Tottenham have gone and done Lo Celso. They've gone and bought Bergwijn. Man United are doing money on Bruno Fernandes. You know, the teams that are above us, that are already better than us. I mean, Man United's debatable, but they're above us in the league and they're there for a reason. And they're going out and spending money. They also spent big money, Man United, in the summer. They've done 80 million on Harry Maguire. You know, they've done, who was the other player they signed in the summer? They signed somebody else. Who was the other one? I can't remember his name. But they signed somebody else in the summer. They've done about 130 million quid, 140. In fact, I think they did more than us. I think they did about 145 in the summer. Wan-Bissaka, thank you very much, Brian. So they did 50 on Wan-Bissaka. They did 80 on Harry Maguire. There's 130 million, and then they go boom. There's another 60 or whatever it is for Bruno Fernandes. So, you know, and they're above us already. They've got a better squad. They're just not performing great, but they're performing better than us. And they've gone and yes, they've got a bigger budget. I get that. They're a bigger football club, bigger income, et cetera, et cetera. But they've got players at that club that are on massive, massive money. And it's the same at Arsenal. We've got players at the club that are on massive, massive money, but the difference is our income stream ain't as big as Man United. So maybe that's why they've done it. But then if that's the case, you then look at Tottenham and say, right, Tottenham done 60 on Ndombele in the summer. You know, now they've done another, whatever it was on Lo Celso, is it 40 million, 50 million, whatever it may be, 30 million. They're now doing another 30 odd million on Bergwijn. And all of a sudden, they've spent a lot of money when they were supposed to be hampered by the stadium debt. So it is kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy that we're signing defenders because we need defenders. How good these defenders are remains to be seen, but at least we're trying to sign defenders. But I don't know. Do drive the likes up. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute because I do want to watch the rest of this Man United game. It's currently 1-0, 53 minutes gone. And Man United are 1-0 up at the Etihad. They get another one. And I don't think away goals count, do they? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But there we go. Let's read some more of these. Tottenham didn't buy anyone before last summer. Well, that's very true. They didn't. But at the same time, they've still got to pay out 50 million quid a year for the stadium for the next 25 years. The same as we're still paying out for the Emirates until 2031. We're paying out 20 million. So I don't know. Listen, January, people say that January transfer window is not the easiest one to get deals done. Well, it ain't if you leave it till the last week. Let's be real. Liverpool went and bought a guy, Minamino, and I don't know. I just think that, you know, they're top of the league and they've gone and brought a player before the window had even opened, really. They basically essentially had that deal done. So as soon as the window opened, they went, boom, that's our new player. And he's already played a game. He came on against Man United the other week. So I don't know. I just look at it and I just think, like, I hope that we can go and get somebody else. Like, we've got this guy in, Pablo Mari. Absolutely happy with that. I'm buzzing with that. Let's just hope he is as good as everyone's making him out to be. I've seen a lot of people across the globe saying he's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. And obviously our fans are gassed that we've got him in. How good is he? That remains to be seen. So I don't know. I think we need to go and get another right back. If that is this Cedric Soares guy, then cool, we do it. If you want him and you only want to loan him, well, fantastic. Get it done ASAP. No pissing about. Just go and get it done. We're running out of time and hours now to get this deal done. So go and get it done. If that's your guy, go and get it done, whether that be a loan or whether you're buying him. But I think we also need a left winger. I don't think we're going to get that in this window. I think the two players that we're getting are going to be the one we got today and this guy. And I think that would probably be our lot, if I'm honest. I don't think we're getting anybody else. But we shall see, and I will have it all covered on deadline day. I will be doing 3 streams. I'm not going to do my transfer update in the morning. I am going to do that as a live stream when I get up. So probably about 10 a.m. UK time-ish by the time I'm up and ready. I'll do a little half-hour stream on Friday. About 1 o'clock UK time, I'll be doing a 2.5 hour stream. Just having a look at all the deals that are happening, potentially happening, all the rumours, etc., etc. And then evening time, 8 o'clock UK time, all the way through till half hour after the window's shut, I will be doing a 3.5 hour stream for the close of the window. So that's going to be good. I'm going to be joined by a few people on that one as well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully we can do some more business. Like I said, for anybody who's joined late, Walker Peters has joined Southampton on loan from Tottenham. And that probably means that Cedric Soares is coming our way very soon. Now, the reports that came out earlier suggest it was a £5 million straight fee. The reports tonight that I've read in football.london suggest that it's not a £5 million fee. It's actually a loan for the next 6 months or until the end of his contract, basically. And then he's a free agent to do whatever he wants because he's got 6 months left. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. Do drive the likes up. I'm going to do a couple of minutes worth of questions and comments. I'm getting myself out of here. And do follow my Facebook and my Insta. Both links are in the description. But let's do some of these. What about Danny Rose? Should we get him? Danny Rose ain't a bad player, but not him, man. I don't want him. Not only that, Danny Rose is left back, and we've got 2 of them. So I don't think we need Danny Rose. Ziyech as a baller would be perfect for us. Great work, greatly. Big up yourself, says Stoned Gunner, which is stoned when you wrote that. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Don't need a right back in January, in my opinion. Well, it depends how you look at it. It depends, because I look at our midfield and I think our midfield is weak, like physically weak. Guendouzi, Ozil, Xhaka. They're not the most physical players on the pitch, are they? Take Torreira out, even Ceballos ain't physical. Take Torreira out of that team, we have got a limp midfield. So I think that maybe putting Maitland-Niles into midfield might be a good idea. And he could be used in midfield, which then means we've only got Bellerin. So I think we need a right back. But then on the flip side of that, I think Maitland-Niles has been sick at right back. So I don't know. We need Maddison for the summer, says Grant McRoberts. Afternoon to or evening to you, mate. That would be ideal, but I think he'll probably end up at United. What about the guy from the Ukraine? I haven't even, to be honest, the first story I see was about this Cedric guy. So I've just carried on with that, mate. I haven't seen anything else. I don't think that's probably going to happen now. Anyone who don't know, his agent is the same agent as the guy we signed today. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know, but there's still time. You never know. Arsenal can surprise us. You know, they've surprised us with this Pablo Mari deal. That came out of nowhere. Nobody had reported that. And next thing, Edu sat at an airport with him. So I don't know. Grealish supports Arsenal. Well, good for Grealish. He can stay at Villa because he is massively overrated. And he is not worth 50 million quid. For that sort of money, pay the extra few quid and go and get Maddison. Don't want him at Arsenal. Don't want him at Arsenal. Nowhere near good enough for midfield. Maitland-Niles, says Stan Kroenke. Well, get your checkbook out and buy us a proper one then. Van der Beek, says Archie. Yep. Big up, Gary. Hope you're well, mate. Who do you think is better, Saliba or Marie, or are they both equally the same? Saliba, mate. Based off of what I've seen of the pair of them, which isn't a great deal, but Saliba for me. I think the clean sheets that they have when Saliba plays is ridiculous. It's like pretty much 90% clean sheet record. Rickon says Grealish is shit. I wouldn't say shit, but massively overhyped. So yeah, who could we get in midfield? Well, that's the £50 million question, isn't it? Thomas Partey, says Aaron. Well, there's one. I don't know. Ndidi, Decore, Thomas Partey, all 3 of them are due for me. So any of them. Right, I'm going to do 25 seconds. So one more question. I am gone. Grealish has a punchable face. There we go. We'll end it on that. Well, apparently so do I, mate. Yet nobody's ever punched it yet. So there we go. Hashtag winning and all that. But But yeah, I don't like Grealish either. It's just he's got that little look about him where you just think you're all right. See you next Tuesday, mate. But on that note, thank you very much. Listen, 38 more likes would be amazing. Do subscribe if you're new. I will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. With the daily transfer update. It'll be the last one that'll be pre-recorded. The one on Friday I'll do live when I get up, and we'll go for a marathon during the day a couple of times, and we'll see whether Arsenal can surprise us. But we shall see. Listen, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to watch the rest of the Man United game, and I will leave you all in peace. Laters, peeps.